Are you thinking about moving to Jacksonville, Florida, and you want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly? Well, let's get into it because though we have the palm trees and all the space and opportunity, there are a few things that the people don't tell you. So let's get into these pros and cons. All right, so what's up, y'all? My name is Paris Herman, your realtor, providing you with an expertly guided and authentic experience. I want to unlock more than just doors for you and provide you with keys. I want to unlock the dreams, the memories, and the lifestyle that you desire with living here in Jacksonville, Florida. So let's get into it. Let's talk about these pros and these cons and see what Jacksonville is really all about. Okay, I talk to people just like you every single day who are considering purchasing here in Jacksonville, Florida, and they just want to know, what's the real deal? So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So the first pro is going to be that Jacksonville is a pretty affordable place to live, all things considered, especially when you're comparing them to other cities in Florida like Miami or Tampa or even Orlando in certain circumstances. Listen, it allows your dollars to stretch a little further, okay? The median home price right now here in Jacksonville is going to be about $388,000. That's lower than the national average right now. So again, a lot more manageable. And in a lot of cases where your rent eats up half your check, your mortgage may not even be that type of situation. So all things considered, a lot more affordable, right? Jacksonville gives you a little more breathing room when it comes down to your finances. So, if you're relocating and starting fresh here, it makes a large difference when you're talking about that type of affordability. All right, so with every pro comes a con. Now, in this case, this is going to be very important for my people who are coming from larger cities, right? Who are used to a robust transportation system or are able to conveniently walk to certain locations. You're going to need a car, okay? I live in an area where I don't see public transportation often. When I do see it, it's very random, right? So with that being said, it's going to be important that you have transportation to get, to and from work or to and from childcare, to and from wherever you want to go, the gym, the grocery store, whatever that means to you, the beach, right? The beach. If you don't live conveniently located to the beach, you're definitely going to want to have transportation to get you there. So get you a car. All right. Now, speaking of beaches, our beaches are going to be our pro number 2. Y'all, it is amazing to be conveniently located to the water. I don't know if you're like me, but I just get a serene woosah, good energy, good vibes, great sunset, great sunrise at the beach. Like, who doesn't want to be that close to the beach? Coming from North Carolina, I wasn't that conveniently located to a beach. I typically had to go a couple hours to a different state to actually get a beach worth my while. Now, I only got to go 25 minutes away, if that. So we have JAX Beach, we have Atlantic Beach and Neptune Beach all here in the metro area of Jacksonville, which are our more popular beaches here in the area. Listen, who doesn't want to be near the beach with the sand and the palm trees and the water? All right, now with the beaches also comes the fact that it is hot as you know what here in Florida, okay? It's hot and humid, okay? Like some days I walk outside and I'm like, I got an attitude. I'm irritated and I'm annoyed because it's hot outside. It's hot outside. Okay, it's hot. Now, I am a summer girly. I love the water, the beaches, my sandals, the whole nine, right? Sundresses for the girls, love the whole thing. However, like in the summertime, y'all, it's really hot. Like that's not even a joke. It's really hot and it's humid. It's a different type of heat here. So I don't know where you're at, where you're coming from, but just think about it. Okay. It's a little hot here. Okay. So that could be a con for some of you people who may be coming from colder states who are saying, hey, I love, all the seasons, right? Florida only has like 2 seasons for real, like rain and summer. Those are the seasons. So with that being said, if you are not used to it or, you're kind of like, I don't really know about that hot humidity. Yeah, that's a con. Okay, y'all, don't be so caught up on the heat and the humidity. Okay, it's a lot, but guess what? We have such a growing job market here that it's going to be all worth the while, right? You're going to have an amazing job. You're going to be excited to take those off days or those vacations to be able to go to the beach, okay? And get up in that sun and the sand. So yes, tech, finance, logistics, education, healthcare, all lucrative fields here in Jacksonville that are growing exponentially and again, much space and opportunity. So pro number 3, job markets growing, ready for you. Now, with the job market, as I told you before, it's going to be very important that you have a vehicle, have some type of transportation to get you to and from, because number 3 on our con list, our city is super spread out, y'all. We have 7 bridges, and in order to get from like one side of town to another, you very much so may likely have to go over a bridge. So, just something to consider. It's not the most terrible thing, but it is very spread out. I oftentimes tell people, like, on my side of town, I can literally go 25 minutes in one direction and I'm still on my side of town. So again, a huge city, bittersweet, good, and some pro and con in that statement, right? But the con in this case is that it is very spread out. So again, you'll need that transportation, and you also just want to consider all things as it relates to where you may want to live and the things that you enjoy doing within the city, okay? Okay, y'all, so coming in at number 4 for our pro list is going to be that Florida is a no state income tax state. Put your hands together for it, because that means more of your coins in your pocket, okay? If you're coming from states like California or New York, you know that you can be paying as much as up to 10% in state taxes. So just imagine this. Think about it like this. You can get a raise just by changing your zip code. Come on now. That means a little extra money in your pocket towards your mortgage, towards investing, towards saving, or equally importantly, to treating yourself, because you earned it at this point. So it's really one of those reasons why Jacksonville, but Florida in general, is very attractive to remote workers or entrepreneurs, retirees, or professionals who really just want to keep their hard-earned cash. So number 4, no state income tax. All right, y'all. So this one is super important, okay? Now, as much as I love the Sunshine State and those amazing beach days, it is important that we do not ignore the fact that one of the major cons here is hurricane season, okay? From June through November, we are in a very vulnerable space as it relates to, tropical storms and hurricanes. Now, not as vulnerable as South Florida, right? But we do get those heavy rains and winds and occasionally an evacuation warning. So definitely something to be alert on. Now, because of our location here in Jacksonville, we are a little more protected. However, it's definitely still something to make sure you're alert on and be prepared for it. So you were talking emergency kits, right? Generators if you're a planner like me, and insurance on your home, okay? So definitely something to be, again, on alert, but not like crazed, right? It's just like snow up north. You get used to managing it. You get used to it. You stay on your P's and Q's. You make sure you're prepared, and life keeps on moving. But definitely something to think about when you are making that decision to move to Florida, okay? Know your stuff. Okay, y'all, so coming in at number 5, last but most certainly not least, this one is near and dear to me because I love the arts. Here in Jacksonville, everything is not in your face. You kind of got to go find what you're looking for, but the culture scene and the arts vibe is like low-key fire here. Like, it's no longer a hidden gem when you find it. It's just a gem because it's always something going on, from First Wednesdays downtown to the Riverside Arts Market on the weekends. Like, it's super dope. You have live music and murals and indie theaters and culture festivals. Like, those things really do bring the city to life. This is a very family-oriented town, and so when you have things like that, it definitely puts a different vibe into the atmosphere. So, whether you're into that type of thing or you just want a good vibe, you want a good environment and good atmosphere, you definitely have that local scene that is growing, and it is here. All right, so talking to you about the arts scene is like love to me because I enjoy those type of things. However, if you are someone who is looking for, a big city vibe, high-end restaurants and luxury shopping and, a major nightlife scene, Jacksonville is not really that. It's very much so family oriented. It's a military town. It's a little laid back. Definitely things to do, definitely opportunities here, but it's not super big city vibes like your Miamis or your Atlantas or your Houstons, right? So definitely something to consider if that is a part of your lifestyle, because remember, we want you to have the lifestyle that you desire. That's a part of your lifestyle and things that you enjoy doing. You definitely want to consider those things in your decision making because we are a little more laid back and chill here in Jacksonville. All right, y'all, I have one more for you, and y'all know I like to give y'all a bonus, and this one I'm going to let you put in the bucket of pro or con, depending on, what you know about Jacksonville. So when I first moved here, there were a couple of things that were like culture shock, a little bit different from where I'm from. But the one thing that everybody, no matter where you come from, how old you are, if you are from Jacksonville, Florida, which is Duval County, or if you have adopted this as your, newfound home after however long you've been here, you're going to naturally start doing this right here. Duval. And when I first moved here, I didn't know what was going on. Like, what is happening? Why are y'all extending the county's name like that? Like, what is happening? But somebody did it, and it's been going. It's been being done for quite some time now. And so, I'm not mad. It was a con for me at first, like, can y'all please stop it? But it has grown on me. I think it's actually a little funny. It cracks me up because it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, what you look like, they all do it. Everybody here who is like a native or has adopted this as their home, everybody does it. So you get to put that in your bucket, but it's definitely a pro or a con. So those are my 5 pros and cons pusher bonus tip for today. Listen, if you like this video, please like it, love it, all the things, subscribe, and send it to somebody who you know may be interested in making that move. But if that person is you, let's connect. I'm super excited to connect with you. My number is 904-993-3980. Like I said, I talk to people like you every day who are considering making that move or purchasing a home here in Jacksonville, Florida, and they just want to get the real tea. They just want to know what's really going on. So if that is the case, let's definitely connect. I can't wait to see you in the Sunshine State. But until then, dream big and move even bigger. Until next time.